It is sometimes also thought that at the Council of Nicaea is when Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. That's not true either. The council was a meeting of Christian leaders who did not have positions of authority within the Roman governmental bureaucracy. They couldn't have declared Christianity the state religion even if they felt compelled to do so. Not even Constantine, the emperor, used the council to declare Christianity the state religion. In fact, to the surprise of many people today, Constantine never did declare Christianity the state religion. Constantine made Christianity a legal religion, and a religion that would not be persecuted. And as we've seen, he showered enormous benefits on the Christian church and its leaders that led to massive conversions. But it was much closer to the end of the 4th century, around the year 380, that a later emperor, Theodosius, made Christianity for all intents and purposes the one recognized imperial religion. There's one other common misconception about the Council of Nicaea of more direct relevance to our course. People also often think that the Council of Nicaea is when Jesus began to be considered God. Sometimes it's said that at the council, a vote was taken for the first time over whether or not Jesus was the Son of God, and that it was a close vote. None of that is true either. We've already seen that Jesus was considered the Son of God, in fact, himself to be a divine being, virtually at the outset of the Christian faith, soon after his death, as his own disciples came to declare that he had been taken up into heaven and exalted to the level of divinity. Jesus is called the Son of God, or even God, in the writings of the New Testament, as we have seen. For example, in John chapter 1, verse 1, or the hymn to Christ in Philippians chapter 2, or what Paul says in Romans 9, that Christ is God over all, blessed forever, or in Hebrews chapter 1, where God himself speaks to Christ and says, your throne, O God, is forever and ever. Christ was considered God by all the proto-Orthodox and most of the heretical Christians that we know about in the 2nd and 3rd centuries. The only real exceptions were the adoptionists, who continued to think that Jesus was a human being who was merely elevated to the level of divinity. But even they thought that he was elevated to the level of divinity. All the other heretics, the Docetists, the Gnostics, the Modalists, and the proto-Orthodox authors we've looked at, all of them, including Arius himself and Alexander, understood that Jesus was God. And so the Council of Nicaea was not about whether Jesus was the Son of God, or even whether he was God. Everyone at the council agreed that he was. The only question was, in what sense was he God? Was he a subordinate deity who came into being at some point in the very remote past, before he created the world, as Arius and his followers said? Or was he fully equal with God and co-eternal with him, so that there never was a time when he did not exist, as Arius's bishop Alexander said?